And it's a tradition, as you know, that the One Young World opening ceremonies include children who are so important to the world, so that you as the delegates are reminded that you're not just here for yourselves, that there's the future to think about. You have responsibilities as leaders to the next generation. And this year, we haven't given the school children vuvuzelas because, as we learned from our mistakes of the past, vuvuzelas and children are really annoying. And while we love and treasure children, we loathe and despise the vuvuzela. So no. Instead, we have a choir, a beautiful choir, from right here in wet Dublin. And they're from the community of Ballymun. And Ballymun is Ireland's only high-rise estate. And when Bono from U2 sings about seeing 7 towers, he's talking about the towers in Ballymun. However, many of the towers have been pulled down in recent times, and the area has undergone massive regeneration. So it's a symbol of hope in this city. And when the choir you're about to hear started, there was no access to music education at all in that area. And since then, thankfully, through hard work of the young people of Ballymun and their teacher and their teachers, this choir's music has challenged negative perceptions of the area and has been the feature of a documentary which was described as the most enthusiastically received picture at the Dublin Film Festival. So we're going to bring them on, and they're going to get ready, and they're very excited, and they're small. They're like munchkins in uniforms. So we have to kind of keep an eye on them and give them lots of love, and then we're going to have the orchestra. This isn't just an invisible orchestra. You know, I feel like Clint Eastwood at the Republican Convention here. Welcome. They're here. So, okay, what a pleasure to welcome the Ballymun Lullaby Children's Choir, David Brophy. Yeah, that's it. And the Orchestra of Ireland. Welcome, orchestra. Welcome, David. So, David Brophy, I'd like to introduce you to the future of the planet Earth. Future of the planet Earth. This is David Brophy.
Hello.
Okay, so explain to our friends from all around the world, what are we about to witness here musically?
Well, Ballymun on the north side of Dublin, which probably most of you who flew into Dublin Airport actually drove by or drove through on the way today or yesterday. It's undergone quite a large change over the past number of years, and one of the big changes has been in education, and also in how multidimensional education has become in Ballymun now in terms of with the students in Ballymun. A lot of you see walking behind you here.
How many thousand children are coming in? They're still coming.
We have exactly...
We just emptied out the school out the back.
We have 149 children
about
to get on stage, so they're nearly there now.
Give us a wave, children. Wave at everybody.
They've been told not to wave.
Wave back. Tell them to welcome. Big wave. High ones. There you go. Two-handers. There you go. Now we're cooking. Keep going, Dave.
What you can see is, though, the key thing is that how music education, for example, one man in particular has been key to this, and that's Ron Cooney. And Ron Cooney had a dream about 20 years ago that music education would come to Ballymun because music education was largely lacking throughout Ballymun. What he did was, he did an amazing thing. He galvanized, see, it's not only the kids, it's the teachers and it's the parents. So it's always a three-pronged attack. So he formed things like breakfast clubs. So if you don't want to have breakfast at home, come in at 7:30 in the morning, we'll give you breakfast and we'll give you a violin. We'll give you a clarinet, we'll give you a trumpet. Have your breakfast and then do a half-hour practice and then start school. And this was the beginning of the Ballymun Music Project. Now what goes on in Ballymun, apart from the singers you see behind me now, they've got a full orchestra, they've got a full string section, they've got wind section, they've got brass section. I grew up not too far away from Ballymun many, many, many years ago.
Yes.
And to go back to Ballymun last Wednesday to rehearse for today's performance is, to me, amazing.
Lovely.
Because I can see it in all the students here in Ballymun, all the boys and girls in Ballymun. Look at how well they stand. Aren't they absolutely fantastic?
Yes.
Aren't they brilliant? Aren't they fantastic? And it's been stated over and over again what music education does for children. What it does is it gives them confidence to walk out on the stage of the National Convention Centre here, stand, sing 2 songs from memory, some of which was written by themselves. This music is not only just given to them to sing, it was written by a fantastic man called Dara O'Toole, a composer, but he wrote it in conjunction with them. So the words you hear them singing, which are about Ballymun and about parts of Ballymun, Balcurris is mentioned, for those of you who are from Ballymun, know about Balcurris. Hooray, Balcurris. Yeah, good.
Yeah, there's a man here. That's him. Good man.
He's the man.
What's your name? Patrick in Ireland? Never.
But the words you hear them sing are actually written by not these particular students, but their forebears who were in the school before them 20 years ago. So the words and music are actually come from the kids themselves, and we're going to perform it now for you.
Okay, well, why don't we stop talking like old fellas and leave the stage to the people who are really important. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful children of Ballymun and friends. Good luck, lads and lassies.
It's
Well, congratulations, boys and girls. Well done. You are free to go home and do your homework. Hooray! Boo! This isn't a pantomime. It's a very serious event. But they were brilliant. Weren't they really beautiful? I mean, honestly, the voices, the inspiration. What a lovely start. Dublin singing for you. Lovely. No, seriously, you can go now. But you were gorgeous. And, of course, the orchestra. Thank you, friends. That was lovely. And now it's just you and me again. How lonely.
How lonely.
So that was beautiful. And, you know, music, you talked about how important music is for community, how important it is for confidence for children, but also for a bit of inspiration, that little uplift to get things going.
I think what's hard to quantify for those who paid the bills to make all that happen, because it obviously costs money for teachers and everything else to make that happen, is when the kids get home tonight and before they go to bed, they sort of think about what happened in the performance and they go, God, that was great. I felt $1 million then. I've never felt like that before in my life. And when the audience clapped and cheered, I felt like I was worth something really more than I ever thought I was before. And that's the thing you can't see, that I can't see, that you can't see, Ryan.
The confidence,
It's actually, and it's maybe the only people who see it are their parents.
Yes.
And their parents say how much the kids have changed through going to lessons, instrumental lessons.
Lovely.
One thing, if I might make a small plug.
Please.
Both of the pieces you heard today, just there now, the Ballymun Lullaby and The World is Your Oyster, which is the message we want to send to an awful lot of our kids, the world is your oyster. They're both available on iTunes. If you want a little memory of Dublin and what you heard in the opening ceremony, what you heard here, you can go on to iTunes and look up Ballymun Lullaby. You'll get this. Any support, the profits and the funding from your purchasing the tracks goes back into music education in Ballymun, and any of your support would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.
There you are. That's point well made. All right, David, I think we can say goodbye, and thank you so much for that. It's lovely to see you as always. David Brophy, ladies and gentlemen, wonderful asset to this country. And there goes the last of the boys and girls. Give us a wave before you go. Brilliant. Green, purple, all the colours of the world.